Hello and welcome to this video about Icarus First Cohort. I am Winslow and today we'll go over the basics of the game and I will be giving you a foundation for starting your first drop. If you're looking for specific information, feel free to utilize the chapter selections listed below. Icarus is a survival game based on a planet that has been undergoing terraforming by humanity. After the initial terraforming project was launched and started, new exotic elements were discovered on the planet which severely interrupted the terraforming process. The incomplete terraforming process has left the atmosphere unbreathable by prospectors, though you will see many animals from Earth that have been genetically modified to survive here. On your first drop, you will start out with basic tool building with stone. As you gain experience, you unlock talents and blueprints. One important thing to note before we start is that your talents and blueprints cannot currently be retrained or wiped. You only gain talents up to level 40. It is a good idea to plan out what kind of a prospector you would like to be. Are you wanting to be a builder, or a miner, or a hunter? The talent trees and unlocking a lot of the perks and abilities can require quite a number of points, so I would recommend using a talent calculator to plan that out. This can help avoid what many of us have done, realize that after level 40 there's no more talents and your build is incomplete, and then deciding to start over. The blueprints that you unlock will allow you to create new items, from simple wooden bows and arrows to building tiles, to crafting workbenches and armor. You should be able to eventually unlock any of the blueprints you would need, and if you are specializing in a task or build, you should be set by the time you reach level 40. Icarus has severe weather patterns and your basic enviro suit won't provide you very much protection from the elements. You can take shelter in a cave or build your own, but be aware that thatch and wood shelters can take damage from wind, rain, and thunderstorms. Once you hit level 15 and unlock the use of the masonry bench, you can start building stone structures which won't take damage from storms. If you opt to take shelter in caves instead of building out of thatch or wood, you will have to contend with cave worms. It is best to get a bow as soon as possible, and 2 well-aimed shots at the worm will kill it. Depending on the size of the cave, it can have anywhere from 2 to 10 worms total. When you select your first prospect, it will be a starter survival mission. After that is completed, it unlocks further progress through exploration on Icarus. You will start to earn credits and eventually exotic currency that you can use in the station workshop to purchase item upgrades such as stronger environment suits, air tanks and canteens, weapons and tools, and eventually some pretty decent armor. You can take a selection of items with you on mission, but you need to return from the prospect to keep those items. If you are knocked unconscious, you will need to recover the items before you extract from the prospect or those items will be lost. The missions have a timed duration, which is your window to extract safely from the planet's surface. If you miss the window and don't extract, your prospector will be considered lost on planet, and you will need to start over. This is especially important to remember if you are playing solo or if you are on any mission labeled hardcore, which prevents you from respawning. On hardcore missions, you can only be revived by another player. The mission timer is in real-life days and is perpetually displayed in the game. You do not need to complete the mission in order to extract, but if you do not complete it, then you don't get the mission rewards. You do, however, retain the experience gained in any levels from your exploration and any exotic material that you extract with. There are currently 3 biomes in Icarus that are accessible to prospectors: the forest, desert, and Arctic biomes. Each has separate difficulties and animals, which can become more dangerous depending on the mission difficulty. All of the biomes have resource-rich caves, but in the desert and Arctic, it can be rough finding wood, fiber, and water. Many of the prospects start out in the forest, so it is recommended that you stock up on appropriate supplies before heading into these other regions. With some caution, experience, and a solid base for supplies, you should be able to explore the desert and Arctic regions with relative ease. Be wary of polar bears; they will knock even the hardiest of prospectors out in just a couple of hits. I would hold off on Arctic missions until you have either unlocked rifles or you are confident in your stealth. Thank you for watching this Icarus starter guide. I'm planning on making some basic mission guides, so look for those over the next few weeks. I am Winslow, and if you found this information helpful, please consider leaving a like. I greatly appreciate your time and support, and we'll catch up next time.